Let's think about job satisfaction as we're finishing out this unit, because job satisfaction is related to all sorts of other things, whether you like the job, whether you go on a regular basis, whether you're, whether you engage with the job and do it well. Most people are, either satisfied or very satisfied with their job. Although about a third are either neither satisfied or dissatisfied or dissatisfied. So there are a number of factors contributing to job satisfaction. These include, benefits and pay, how much we're being asked to work, whether we have the skills to do what we're doing, the amount of stress we're under, the opportunity for growth, autonomy, the people we work with, including the customers, the nature of the work that we do. And you may think about the kind of jobs that you have held and to what degree those foster, what factors contributed to that. Herzberg talks about satisfaction and dissatisfaction as two somewhat different kinds of things. On the satisfaction end, is that sense of achievement, recognition, the work that we're involved in, our sense of responsibility, belief that we can advance and grow. Those things tend to increase our satisfaction. While we may become dissatisfied when company policies sort of rub us the wrong way, or supervision, is more, complaining about what we're doing. When we have problems with our peers and supervisors, when the work conditions, such as noise or dirt or time of day, are aversive in some way, when we're not paid as much as we think we should be, when we don't have as much status as we think we should have, and when we don't have as much security on the job as we would like. So, you again, think about the jobs that you've had, and then how do these things play out? How have you been happy or not happy because of those? There's some suggestion that job satisfaction is multifaceted, that there's both evaluative, or that there is evaluative satisfaction, I like or dislike my job. Cognitive, for example, when we're feeling like the work is challenging and interesting. And behavioral, when we look at our behaviors and feel like it's a good match for us. The APA, the American Psychological Association, has identified a number of things that seem related to why people stay at their jobs. People say, I enjoy the work I do and it fits well with the other areas of my life. They describe the benefits and pay as being important, or feeling connected to the organization. On the other hand, about 40% are saying, I'm here because there's nothing else. We want to be thinking about extrinsic motivation for staying at a job, the kinds of rewards and punishments. Those seem to be important, but not the most important. And intrinsic, the nature of the job, the kinds of problems you're solving, whether you're feeling like you're making a difference in some sort of way. Is this challenging, interesting in some way? These factors seem to create more competent behavior, more mastery, more feelings, and seem to be more related to achievement. Does job satisfaction matter? Absolutely. So if we're looking at the winners of the Healthy Workplace Award, you'll see that the winners had less employee turnover. So the winners are in gray. Less work or fewer workers reporting, the winners are in blue. Fewer workers reporting chronic work stress, fewer workers saying, I want to seek work elsewhere, and more people saying, this is a good place to work, and more people reporting that they're satisfied. So what influences job satisfaction? It's not gender related. So males and females tend to be equally satisfied, although it tends to increase with age, perhaps as people end up in positions that are better suited for them and that pay more. Tends to be lower with more workload, more time pressure, and more work stress. Tends to be lower when there's little control and decision making, when there's a high degree in supervisor control. You have a boss who's there saying, you must do this. And when it's unclear as to what you're supposed to do. Karasek said or described work stress and in terms of two different variables. In terms of the amount of control that one has, and also the amount of psychological demands that one has. So when there's both high control and high demand, when there is high control, high demand, and so we're feeling like we are actually able to do what we're being asked to do, people feel pretty good about that. On the other hand, when there's high control, so my job is in this quartile. I get to talk about what I want in the way that I want. I get to choose what things I teach. I also have to work really hard. I won't tell you how many hours a week I work. On the other hand, high demand and low control, like what a cook might have. Get it out right now. We're seeing a lot of psychological strain and physical illness. Where there's you don't have much control, and also there's not a lot of demand, people are much more likely to be passive and not all that, not engaged by their job. Where there is not much demand, but a fair amount of decisional latitude, it tends not to cause a lot of stress. Maybe not as, so we have to be thinking about what is a just manageable level of difficulty. And some people like high levels and some people like less. I'm more a high. But you want to be thinking about what is right for you, and so throughout, as you're thinking about careers, make sure that you're asking what is right for you. and take care.